shop, and I was like, "Y'all got Pringles? Making mixed drinks?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Dang." He goes, "You need a water?" And I'm like, "Not the same."
Don't do the same things that I do.
I don't need a beverage. I need one that makes me not hate life. I'm not really that tired. I like to feel like ants. Dude, I wish I could get Kelly shake for the Duckies. I need to get Molly eating. That's horrible. Let's start. First time in the stands. Whenever you are, sir.
At this point,
Oh no, it's over. They just don't have an update. It's behind. So surely shock and shot right now. Yeah.
it's all yours. You still got one?
Okay. Welcome back to court number 2 here at the Manhattan Beach Open 2025. I'm Taylor Wright alongside Jacob Justice, no peace, right here on court number 2. And what do we have coming up here? A phenomenal matchup. We've got Evans, Van Winden, and the Chacons right here on court number 2. And we've got an overpass for a point there. So we've got a 2-0 start here for Evans and Van Winden. Jacob, take us into a little history on these teams. What are we looking at here?
Yeah, so the awesome storyline here is actually Anaya Evans and Tori Van Winden, one of the last qualifier teams left in this tournament. So they battled all the way through, played some impressive talent, and have just performed so well. Tori Van Winden had battled an injury for a while, but she is back on the beach, and we love to see it. A fierce competitor, played at Cal Poly and a little bit of time at Florida State. Go Noles, I will say selfishly. I'm rocking my Seminoles beach volleyball sweatshirt today. It's a chilly 68 degrees here, which is probably pretty nice here in California, but Taylor and I, coming from Jacksonville, Florida, where we'd be sitting in a puddle right now, this is absolutely gorgeous. So we have Elena and Morgan. Morgan blocked by Van Winden. Elena not able to corral that recycle. But speaking of Florida State, the Chacon sisters, Morgan played a little bit of time at Long Beach State, but ultimately transferred to Florida State down there in Tallahassee, playing under Brooke Niles, and currently on Stadium Court, Nick Lucena out there. An incredible coaching staff there, but Elena and Morgan, pivotal parts of the program there during their time.
A little bit of a waffle there is going to drift on out of bounds, and Yeah, Jacob, to your credit real quick, what you're talking about there is, as we've seen lately, honestly, Florida State putting out some phenomenal athletes. Florida State's been kind of right there in that cusp the last couple of years in the NCAA bracket, always, falling just short, but really playing some great ball and putting the Southeast United States, I would say, on the map in terms of volleyball prowess and constantly being in that top 5 conversation. So Nick and Molly, they've done a phenomenal job down there with that program and, really making it a top-level team.
Nice high set there from Elena, and Morgan calmly will hit the high line, just rolls it over the block of Tori Van Winden. So we'll have our first side switch here, 5-2. The Chacones, just a little bit of early work to do. Again, cleaning up as best they can. Let's see, we do have some stats provided by the AVP, so we'll make sure we're updated with those. Tori Van Winden already off to 2 of 2 on her attacking attempts. I'd love to see the storyline of who is getting served more, what the game plan is there. So Elena back to serve there. She's going to go with a float, kind of a little deep down the middle there. Tori goes option ball. Elena able to pick up the short shot. Morgan with a great little handset and a little gator dig from Tori, but not able to keep it in the court. So a real point earned for the Chacones.
Yeah, that was a great dig, just not high enough for Anaya Evans to be able to pop underneath and get a good set there. Anaya coming to us from Grand Canyon University. Go Lopes.
Lopes up, yeah.
Lopes up.
Absolutely.
Had a lot of friends of ours on the grass and indoor side of the game coming through that Grand Canyon, the GCU pipeline. So
great short serve there from Elena. Option ball from Tori. Gonna recycle that. Gets a little bit cleaner of an option swing there.
I just saw something really cool, and I might be a nerd for saying this, but a certain commissioner of the AVP, Mr. Bobby, just walked to the corner of the court, picked up a ball, and got it back to a warm-up team. So Bobby not sitting in his ivory tower, out here with the rest of us with his staff badge on and helping shag some balls.
My goodness, that cut shot from Morgan Chacon there was gorgeous.
Yeah, slicing and dicing our way to a point there, bringing us to 4, serving 6. Not a deep hole here, so certainly our first responders here on the beach look like they're responding to some kind of call. I apologize for the...
That was very loud in my ear there.
Sorry for that. There for a moment.
Nia Evans, nobody up. Elena Chacon slides into the seam, gets the dig. Nobody up, down the middle, hand dig there for Evans. Jumbo, and it's going to find the sand. I think Elena is asking the question there of if that was a hard-driven ball at the open hand kind of dig there from Anaya Evans, and had some good pace behind it. I think that's going to be deemed worthy of a hand dig. Tori Van Winden will be back to serve. Going to be running up to the net, being the lone blocker in the duo. Standing at about 6'3". Tori a force at the net. Anaya gets a good touch there. Morgan able to pick up the overpass, and Tori is going to let that one go wide.
Out of bounds. And a quick timeout call for the Chacones here, trying to figure out how to stop the bleeding as they've got a 9-4 deficit now, giving up a quick 5 points.
And just not, it doesn't look like they're very happy with how this has started. Again, a lot of time, again, set to 21. They're going to see what changes they can make.
Yeah, honestly, so far they've had some great defensive touches. They're just not really getting the ball put away. They're not scoring when they're getting those defensive touches, so they certainly need to find a way around the block of Tori Van Winden. Van Winden doesn't have any terminal blocks yet, but she's doing a great job funneling and taking up some space as Anaya Evans is getting some great digs. So
yeah, actually Anaya has 6 digs already in this first set. I mean that's going to give you opportunities, right? So
You know, a great moment to bring up that actually, we talked earlier about how soft the sand is here at Manhattan Beach. For anyone who hasn't been here and played, it's deep, as our paramedics here on the beach, just out of, I believe, out of camera view, are currently stuck in the sand, and they're side by side. So really showcasing just how deep and soft this sand is here at Manhattan Beach. So when you see these players, you know, jumping the way they're jumping, hitting the ball the way they're hitting the ball, I assure you, that is not an easy task.
It's a lot harder than it looks. We had the opportunity yesterday to get some touches and play yesterday, and today the legs are not feeling great, Taylor. glad I am sitting down for a while, getting to watch these incredible athletes just do what they do best. That one is going to be off the block, and we will switch sides. So coming out of the timeout, getting the put away.
Yeah, it's a as a coach, you can never ask for a better result than that, right? We take that timeout, come out immediately side out. So great ball there. And Jacob, you know, you talk about, you know, I think yesterday we played a total of 4 games, maybe
4
5
sets
games.
of volleyball.
And our legs are sore today. You know, a lot of these athletes here, you know, Van Winden and Evans making it through the qualifier. They've got to be on what now? Match 5, match 6 here in this deep sand.
It's been a long weekend already for Tori Van Winden and Anaya Evans. They already played one today. It's only 10 o'clock, but they've already played one this morning. They played at 8 against Corinne Quiggle and Tegan Van Guns, which they lost, which is why they're here. But they lost it in 3 sets and played some really good volleyball. But in the end, Corinne and Tegan just took over that third set very aggressively.
And a great shot there by Morgan. Really just putting some pace on that cut shot, not giving any time for Anaya Evans, just sliding on the defensive side. So starting to find their groove. 6-10 still in a hole, but looking to be a little bit more comfortable and starting to put pressure. But a missed serve there, just long.
Morgan really going for that end line, deep corner, just to try to put some good pressure on there. Tori back to serve now. Going to Morgan Chacon. A little bit of a back set run into the middle. Nobody up, and Morgan is going to unload. A little bit of the indoor days there, you're just able to go up and unload on a swing like that.
Great, and I really like the tempo of that set, sliding in behind and really forcing the block to have to peel as she was not in position to make a block on that. Great short serve,
yeah.
Picked up well though, high set and popped off the platform.
Kelly Bellardi just caught a stray there in the
Kelly Bellardi
spectator
says,
section.
I already lost once today, guys. Can we please not hit me again? Hey, that's just credit to Kelly, as she was
somehow
everywhere in defense.
She gets a dig every time because the ball goes right to her. Float serve there again to Morgan. Oh, a little miscommunication there.
High out to the pin, pokey over the top, picked up well down the line, back set, shorty snap, but picked up well by Anaya and put away, wrist away down the line. What a great set by Tori Van Winden there, recognizing the pickup, getting her body low, and just a beautiful push set there for Anaya Evans to just chop away.
1 point away from our technical timeout, and there is going to be plenty for Morgan and Alanda to talk about at the technical. Just in that play alone, 2 very clear miscommunications. Set location, pulling defense, and that is a great swing from Morgan to put that one away. So 8-13 is the scoreline. But it was, again, in that point alone, that shows, hey, there's a serious disconnect right there, which against a team like Tori and Anaya, you're going to have to play your best. Again, you're getting into the nitty-gritty here of day 2 in Manhattan, well, day 3, I guess, for Tori and Anaya, but it's going to command your absolute best if you're going to keep competing through the weekend. And 2 quick losses on Saturday morning. Again, awesome you made it Saturday, but you have the opportunity to keep pushing here. We are in the contenders bracket here, so it is win or go home.
We are officially to the elimination part of Elimination Saturday here at Manhattan Beach. So a lot of emotion, a lot of mentality really playing its part in these games, as those winter bracket games, obviously you don't want to lose those, but having that security of knowing that even if I go down here to a team that maybe I should or could lose to, you can still feel comfortable knowing that you're still alive. But, you know, in these do or die games, these win or go home, it certainly starts to play a lot on the mental side of your game, and we maybe are seeing that a little bit in the Chacon so far, you know, struggling to find their footing and get going with a rhythm. But Anaya and Tori are just looking in true form already.
So coming out of the technical timeout, Morgan will be back to serve there on that close side. Elena letting her sister run up to block. Very kind of her. Nice serve
great
down the
pass,
line.
though.
Anaya going to go up high line, picked up by Elena. Soft roll, and it's going to be wide, and missed opportunity there. A great dig for Elena, just not able to convert.
Great dig, but it looked like Morgan maybe pulled that set off the net just a little bit. Just got caught underneath and just getting that one a little wide again. Maybe a little bit of a miscue. We talked about, you know, they don't really look at their clicking right now in terms of offensive speed. Oh, and a block.
Tori, good block.
Recycled, but picked up.
Oh,
and Anaya with a diving stab dig. Just a little wide.
What a great pickup from Anaya. Oh, my
Anaya,
goodness.
You know, making an early read, diving forward, and then just reaching out with the fist for the dig. So 9 serving 14 is the score line as Evans and Van Winden hold on to their lead. Tight pass, picked up well though and set straight up and
oh my goodness,
destroyed. Hard cross.
There's a fun line that a lot of beach players and some indoor players have heard, and it's there's always more angle. And when you are hitting the ball like that, that is so true.
When you're 6'3" and jumping the way that Tori Van Winden jumps, I mean, there's absolutely always more angle.
And a lot of times you have to take the pace off on those option or on those hard cross swings, but when you have that kind of touch, great touch from Elena.
Anaya Evans unloading on a ball of her own. So Tori Van Winden popping a ball angle, and Anaya says, hey, I could do that too. Coach, put me in. Going up, getting her own tag swing there. Scoreline now 16, serving 9.
Nice swing down the middle there for Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan Chacon really finding a great swing there. The ball a little off the net, but just a great reach and snap right down the seam.
You're right, Alvin. Don't let them tell you otherwise.
Making sure our service order is correct. So Morgan, again, back to serve there, 10-16.
Yeah, 10-16. The Chacons really need to find a groove quickly. You know, the rest of the set, you know, we talk about there's a lot of different mentalities that go into a set like this, right? So at this point, down now 17-10. The Chacons probably just looking to build some momentum going into the second set. So maybe we might even see them start trying a little bit of different offense, a little bit of different defense here at the end of this first set. See if they can start, you know, finding a groove, finding something that will click for the second set so they can force a third. Great set there, out to the line. Anaya picked up, inside set, popped by Anaya Evans. Coming all the way across the pond.
Great pickup.
From Croyd, England. That ball's going all the way back as she pops that one, and it's bouncing down the beach. Side switch, 18-10. Evans and Winden very much in control of this first set. Tori's back to serve here now on the close side. Jake, not a lot of wind today, so as you talked about and called, this is that raw form of volleyball. Not really a lot of sun, not really a lot of wind, and Morgan popping one now. This is starting to look and feel a lot more like a men's game on court 1, as we don't think I've seen a single shot lately, just a lot of swings. So
a lot of power from those Knowles, Brooke Niles and Nick Lucena.
That's fair.
Coach him right, and Tori has spent some time as well as Cal Poly, and I think we know Todd Rogers has quite a
UCLA
roster
as well.
Yeah, it's
so a lot of high-powered offense.
These collegiate players are just so good nowadays.
What a pickup by Anaya Evans.
My goodness.
But picked up down the seam. Run down. Off the net set platform. Snapped cross. Picked up but out of bounds. Playing dodgeballs, Anaya Evans. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball, and she dodges that one for another point. 19-11.
That is awesome. Tori's
Anaya
yelling.
Evans with the swing, the dig, and the dodge.
Oh, man. Communication at its finest right there.
I think Tori Van Winden was trying to get so many words out, and finally just the word was move.
Anaya's back to serve, and now they've been going after Morgan a little bit. Again, go back to her. Back set kind of into the middle, and a big rip. Anaya with another dig. Morgan going up to option, sneaks it through the hands of Tori Van Winden. 12-19, Morgan Chacon going to be back to serve.
Got a little glasses clean off here for Anaya Evans.
Thank you so much.
Just 2 points away from a first set W. Big serve here by Morgan. Really going to put the service pressure on, as Tori Van Winden has proven very quickly here. No problem siding out, and Anaya Evans either. So maybe an option swing here.
Great
and a great serve out of system set. Back platform, chopper down the line, picked up well. Morgan hand set, Cuddy, too much Cuddy. There's always more angle, but there's only so much Cuddy. And that one's going to fall just a little short into the net. So back to the line is Tori Van Winden with a shot at sealing the first set here. Flow down the seam. Morgan picked up well. Pass from off the net, and a big swing as Tori Van Winden peels and not able to get that one up and controlled. What a great swing there from the Chacones. A great out-of-system play, able to go up and still find an aggressive swing. So set point here for Tori Van Winden and Anaya Evans. Serve down the seam and off the platform. Anaya Evans running, and the crowd catching the ball a little early maybe. Anaya thought she could dive over the Wilson barrier, maybe get an incredible bicycle kick save there. She was going for it.
You know, I'm not actually sure if you're allowed to play the ball outside the barriers.
I don't think you are. You know, that's a great question for one of our AVP officials. I'd love to know, and doesn't matter as that point goes away.
Great hustle there from Anaya Evans to get that one through.
So that's actually a great question. As a player, if the ball is outside of the barriers, are you allowed to jump over and play that ball back into the playing space?
It happened yesterday. I can't remember. One of the players went over the barrier and played it back. I think it was Jaden Whitmarsh.
Jaden Whitmarsh pulled it off, so if Jaden can do it, I think Anaya Evans can.
Yeah, that, and honestly, Jaden and Devin getting eliminated yesterday was a bigger storyline too. I think there was
upset.
A lot of people were expecting them to make a good push. The UCLA pair. I know Rob Espero we were sitting watching them on Stadium yesterday against Parrish and Tan, and a great match. But wow, when you talk about just pulling one out of nowhere, Parrish and Tan came to play and took it straight to Devin and Jaden.
So Jacob, so far today, we've seen the higher seed take care of sets and games early with rather large score disparity. But here, we're now seeing the exact opposite. So the lower seed coming in and just honestly playing very clean volleyball. A lot of pressure early in that game to establish that lead, and down goes the top seed first set. So a big response needed here by the Chacones to, again, put Anaya Evans and Tori Van Winden into that uncomfortability, that uncomfortable spot where they don't feel all the way in control, because in that first set, Tori Van Winden and Anaya Evans not one single time looked like they even had a thought that they might not be winning that set.
Yeah, actually, to your point there, Tori was a perfect 6 kills, no errors on 9 swings. So sitting right about that 660 mark. in terms of attack percentage. And again, Elena really isn't getting a lot of serves. They're forcing Morgan to be more offensive there, but Elena has 10 swings with 1 kill and 3 errors, so just not very efficient. She's got about 10 digs and
and a short serve to start us off. Anaya with the overpass, and then tooled off Tori Van Winden at the block. So the Chacones maybe establishing really quickly here their game plan. Maybe they're going to go after these short serves and try to take away that high power swinging offense that Anaya and Tori have established in the first set.
Elena back to serve. And let's see if that sticks to the game plan. It looks like they're going after a good mix there of Tori and Anaya. Again, that one was, again, to Tori, taking that kind of deep middle, like seam there. And that's just all communication, right? It's what are you going to feel more comfortable with? Sometimes it's very dependent on where the server is. If they're standing middle, it's just a lot of communication in the seam there. But Tori decided to take that one, again, being as high-powered of an offensive threat as she is, able to take care of that one. Morgan.
Oh, little gator dig with the hands. Stabby dig down the middle attempted by the Chacones and not going to work out. So
a little bit
notch
of
one for Evans Van Winden.
A little bit of a miss hit there on that one, too. I think if she had gotten a good snap on that, it looked like maybe Morgan and Elena were able to get a touch on that.
Call that a waffle. Maybe she's got some syrup and butter in her bag. They're going to go after Morgan and serve receive here. Back set. Morgan tooling the block out of bounds. Van Winden with a good touch there, but just not able to push that ball back inside the 116,000 square inches of a beach court. So
I'm not going to verify that math for you.
It's pretty close. It's pretty close.
There might be some rounding in there.
Yeah, Morgan, I mean, you're the math major.
Morgan back to serve. And
and that one
wide.
Just wide.
Anaya played that one really good. She's very confident in that one. Way to get her feet all the way to the line. Just make sure. Tori back to serve. Going to go deep down the line to Morgan Chacon. High hand set into the middle. Nobody up. And Morgan.
Morgan Chacon with a bomb right at Anaya Evans. Not able to corral that ball.
That's where I'm wondering if Tori and Anaya are going to switch that game plan at all. Morgan is an offensive just monster. Like, again, she's got
that option short roll, but picked up well by Morgan and down the line.
She's got both that big swing, rip and cross, and being able to turn that back line, and then those soft shots, rolling it down the line.
So far, the Chacones look like a different team from the first set.
Second
Jacob, I think
very different.
They might have grabbed a Celsius or a Red Bull in between sets, because this is not the same team we saw in the first game.
Sometimes all you need is just a good pep talk, right? In the tent, coach coming in, hey, let's get it together. New set, new opportunity. Let's go take care of business.
We're also hearing a pretty good crowd for the Chacones. I do believe they've got quite a few locals out here that are rooting for them. So big swing by Anaya Evans, though. Cross down underneath the angle block. So 4-4 is the score line, and we see it there again. Anaya kicking that sand up, and again, when we talk about, it's that raw form of volleyball. So it's nice and cool outside. So I think we're still sitting under 70 degrees or right at 70 degrees. Not a lot of sunshine and not a lot of wind either. So really that raw form and a great dig by Anaya. High middle set. Jumbo picked up out of system, outside the pin, chopped. Anaya running, but not able to get to that one. So the Chacones notch another long rally point.
Anaya was there for the high line, and Tori peeled a touch late, but was able to get the hands on it, not able to corral it. Two great defensive touches there. The high hand dig, just stepping in, taking it with those hands, hard driven. And then the second pickup on kind of the slow roller. Elena and Morgan both offensively just look better so far in this set. I think Elena had a lot of unforced errors there in the first set.
But that serve going
very
just
close.
A touch long. Again, they've already shown they're really trying to attack that deep seam between Anaya and Tori. So that one just falling just out of bounds. Tori with an ace against Morgan. Morgan so far in this set's been virtually flawless, and they're giving up an ace. So Tori Van Winden notching one on the record books for herself with an ace.
Yeah, that's actually something too. Hey, so Tori notches that ace on there, but between, I don't want to say it, but between Tori and Anaya, there's no service errors. They've been putting good, consistent pressure on from the service line without making errors, and that's, I think, been a big part of their success too, whereas Elena and Morgan already are up to 4. So,
and Anaya getting a touch there, proving, maybe that one's not up, but Anaya has virtually not missed a single read defensively so far.
She's gotten some really good touches. Yeah.
Nice high middle pass rolled out, and a very
pretty
short shot right over the block of Morgan Chacon. Goes Anaya Evans.
That soft, just high contact right over the top of the block is so hard, because if you're turning from the block, you got to be really quick with getting down, but you're only going down as fast as gravity's going to let you. So you got to try to get there. And sometimes even Elena was making that move for it. If she makes that move and gets it up, well, Morgan might not be ready for that. So 7-7 side switch here. Very different scoreline than the first set. I think we had 9-5. Yeah. Again, very different offensive team we've seen so far, even in the second set. Very different.
Well, and not just offensive, Jacob. That defensively as well. They've gotten several really good out-of-system touches that we weren't seeing them convert on and make in the first set. So a great turnaround. Again, maybe the coaching staff, the fans, whatever it is they're feeding off of right now, a really great turnaround from the first set. Great deep serve there. Poke over the top, picked up well. Push set, touched. Picked
great
up.
set on the
Anaya,
recover.
Big swing, but picked up by Morgan. And a chopper down the line.
What a great dig there just to get back in the system.
As the crowd letting them know what they feel. Morgan Chacon with a great defensive and offensive show there, chopping that one down the line.
Tori gave a perfect set to Anaya also, by the way. So for that to be an open net swing like that and get the hands up, just beautiful, beautiful transition play there from defense to offense.
Absolutely. It was a great dig off Anaya's swing.
Tori running
big
the back
high
set.
back set and a short chopper trapping the defense in the deep, deep Manhattan Beach sand. 8-8. What a different game this second set has been so far from the first.
Yeah,
Tori Van Winden back to serve here. Gonna go wide. So we've got a 9-8 the way of the Chacones.
I'm not gonna say that was directly my fault, but we now have 2 service errors. That's on me.
I'm 100% putting you on the broadcast ban list for.
No more talking about errors. Just wide is going to be the call.
So a third one, Jacob.
Dang. Yeah.
I'll
be quiet about that.
You're going to start going out there and explaining those.
So Anaya will head back to serve again.
Anaya. It goes over the net, not in it. See, that's how we get rid of errors right there. And a big swing by Morgan. Great dig by Anaya Evans, though. And a big rip of her own down the seam on the slow peeling of the block there by Morgan Chacon. So Anaya recognizing that peel and just pushing the ball down and into that seam. It's going to bring us to 9 serving 10. Excuse me, 10 serving 9.
Where she's going to go with this one again. Going back to Morgan. Kind of a tight ball there. Option for Elena Chacon. Showing some of the offense there. Tied up at 10s. Squeaking it through the block of Van Winden.
That was a great serve. Kind of a little bit of an out-of-system pass, but high and tight enough for an option swing. Tori Van Winden making a great block move there. Making that shuffle step out to the pin. Trying to seal and just getting beat underneath. So 10-10, 1 point away from our technical timeout here in set number 2. A very different technical timeout than we had in the first set. First set, a rather, large disparity in the score going into the technical, so a lot of talk and how can we turn this around. Boy, the talk in this one is going to be about how can we keep this pressure going, because both teams playing phenomenal defense and offense right now. Oh, and a big ball deep into the court, just out of the reach of Anaya Evans. Not something we've had a lot to say about, being out of the reach of Anaya Evans, as she's been there for almost every ball so far.
She's got a lot of really good touches today.
So Jacob, we talked about in the first set, what, right, as the Chacones, what can we do, to get out of this hole, change the tide? Let's flip that, and let's go to the coaching of Anaya Evans and Tori Van Winden. A commanding win in the first set, but a very different game here in the second set. If you're in that box right now with Evans and Van Winden, what's the talk? What are we just status quo? Are we staying with what's been working, or are we trying to change something to try to find a lead here?
Sure. So they've very clearly been going after Morgan and on the serve, right, forcing her to have some more offense. There's been some miscommunication there with Elena as well, with running some of those tempo sets or those back sets. Like we saw a lot of actually in the first set. Again, a lot cleaner volleyball here. They look to be on the same page now, so they're getting better opportunities, which obviously is in the scoreline, right? 11-10, much better than 13-8 like it was in the first set at the technical.
Let's go, girls. Let's go.
Morgan is siding out a very high percentage right now. She's got 16 kills on 31 swings, just a couple errors, and Elena really not taking that offensive role. She's got a lot of swings, but she's getting picked up a lot, or she's getting block touches from Tori Van Winden. She's finding hands. I would like to see Tori and Anaya maybe go after Elena. The hard part there is you're opening yourself to a world of hurt if Morgan's going to go up on an option ball every single time, which they've done a lot of. But we've also seen Elena get a little more offensive as well with the option. So we'll see how that goes. But Morgan will serve out of the technical. High ball in the middle to Tori Van Winden. Dig for Elena Chacon. And Tori is going to set that one over.
The call's no net.
Dwayne's like, I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Confirmed by our R1, no net call at all. Tori Van Winden, just, you can't coach height, brother. And Tori Van Winden there, seeing the over ball, just standing down there. Balls in the back of the court. So 11-11. Back set to Morgan, off the block.
Oh,
Anaya Evans still
putting the wheels on to go try and get that one.
Yeah, we got asked the other day if we would mind giving a shout out to Spike and Go, and because Anaya Evans just happens to be wearing some Spike and Go bottoms, I think we can give them a quick shout out. They do have a tournament going on here as well for some locals that did not make it into this main draw. So Anaya representing for her local organization here with the Spike and Go organization, spikeandgo.org.
Morgan Chacon with a
big block by Morgan Chacon.
Showing that 6'3" is not all that.
Man, what a block. That was a great weight and seal. She really showed. It looked like she almost ran a 4 there. Really held.
A lot of what
and
Elena,
last minute just.
A lot of Elena's defensive scheme with Morgan right now are 3s and 4s. They're running those delayed angle and line blocks, and that was one where just perfect timing, a good press is going to make it work, and we'll see there. Morgan took that big step in on the angle block, but Tori able to just coax that ball into the short corner on the cut shot. So Nia Evans will be back to serve now. Deep float there to Elena, so going away from Morgan. Elena swings into the seam. Anaya shifting into that angle just a little bit too wide, and Elena's going to get the side out there. So,
yeah, that peeling seam swing has become kind of a storyline on both sides of that. Anytime the block is peeling right now, we're seeing a lot of seam swings by both teams. So interested to see if maybe we see defender maybe start to cheat into that seam, which is going to leave him vulnerable to the cut shot. But certainly they're going to try to stop what's been working so far. So service error bringing us to 13-14, 1 point away from our side switch. Again, not really a lot of wind out here today, so the side not really playing too much of a factor. But those side switches still really, kind of a nice little built-in, reset every time you can think about, win this game to 7, and a big touch by Anaya Evans, and a big swing picked up though well by Morgan off the net set. Morgan swing off the block, up.
Great.
And falling just out of bounds as Tori Van Winden's not able to get up and touch that ball at the top. So a 15-13 switch the way of the Chacones.
I absolutely thought that touch off the block down that Anaya got that second touch on, I absolutely thought that was going to be a perfect set, and it just eclipsed over across the top of the tape and out. But what a great touch there from Anaya just to get under it, and she was trying really hard to make that a perfect set for Tori to go on that third contact.
By the way, we're also seeing here a little side switch within the team of Anaya Evans and Tori Van Winden as Tori goes to the right side and Anaya playing out of the left side now.
Short float there for Tori. High set down the middle
Big
of the dig
swing
for
picked
Elena.
up.
Chopper, some paddles up top there for Anaya Evans off the top of the tape. Another dig for Elena Chacon, trying to put this one away.
My
Not
God,
able,
Anaya
and Tori Van
Evans.
Winden. Elena Chacon with 2 awesome digs, diving into the seam, able to connect on the air from Tori Van Winden, and we are going to have a
quick
timeout.
We talked a lot about that, you know, maybe the defender sliding into that seam on the peeling block, as that has been seeming to work for both teams. And there, Elena Chacon making them pay. We had a peel from her sister, and that ball picked up well underneath 2 times back-to-back. So a big side out there and a reel. So 16-13 is the score line. Evans Van Winden trailing now by 3 late in the second set.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if this ends up heading to a third.
Certainly looking that way so far.
With the momentum that the Chacones have, it's very much in their favor right now for this second set. But I would not put it past Anaya and Tori to turn on some afterburners here.
Yeah,
and,
Jacob's actually been helping with a high school program lately down in Florida, and the other day in a huddle I got to hear him talk about, you know, the volleyball is such a momentum sport, and in the moments right here, right, you know, I think his talk was, hey, when you have the momentum, it feels great, but when you don't have the momentum, you've got to find ways. Yeah, you got to find ways to make the other team feel like they don't have it, even though they clearly do. So I think Jacob would have been in that huddle right there with Evans Van Winden saying, hey, we've just got to find a way to break that momentum right now. Make a way to get out of this serve rut.
Oh, and a tight pass. Anaya is going to win that joust, but Morgan is going to throw that up for an option ball for Elena. Doing everything the Chacones can out of the timeout to keep that momentum, right? That's something that people will use a timeout for. This is something right here. They're trying to stop the momentum. Anaya is going to go fix that line. It might not have really been, you know, messed up at all, but take that extra second, give yourself a time to reset and get back in. Another float serve there going after Van Winden. High set for her and a high roll down the line over the block and a much needed side out.
Yeah, Anaya and Tori there just going back to the roots, right? You know, just a nice simple middle pass, little push out to the pin, little high line. Certainly trying to just, again, break that rut. So 14-17 down 3, you know, mid to late.
Set 2, just a difference in who is getting more of those serves. It's very even split now between Elena and Morgan in terms of who's getting those attacks. And a high line there, and that's going to find it. That is going to bounce that end line. Almost a perfect shot there. That's as good as you can really get without hitting both sidelines.
Yeah, I mean, that was an incredible shot. Held it to just the last minute, not really allowing Anaya Evans to see that shot coming.
The deception is so good.
So good. She holds it so long.
Tori with another kind of tight pass. Going to go up and just launch it to the deep corner.
Big swing there by Van Winden. I'm going to be honest, that almost felt like a frustration swing. She's had a couple passes lately that aren't really, she doesn't look comfortable in serve receive right now.
Since they switched sides there, it's been a little bit different in terms of those angles. I think, I'm not going to say she's uncomfortable on that side, but good hand dig there for Anaya. Cut shot, Elena, oh my goodness. High,
a little high, Van Winden picks it up. Middle platform set off the net, snap down, away, and in.
That wrist away was gorgeous right there from Anaya Evans.
Anaya Evans just orchestrating that one from the backcourt. We've got a timeout for Morgan and Elena Chacon.
Yeah, had a 4-point lead there. Van Winden and Evans got the side out and then earned one. you want to stop it right there. You don't want to give them another opportunity to even think about getting this to a 17-18 side switch here late in the second set.
Yeah, so 16-18. Evans Van Winden maybe starting to feel a little bit of that momentum steal, right? So they've slowed down the Chacones just a touch, and they've gotten 2 points back to back. That certainly can feel like you're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's certainly not over yet, and they have a long uphill battle as the Chacones have been playing very low error volleyball here
actually
in the second
flawless
set.
in set 2 so far. No attacking errors. They've had combined 4 service errors in the second set, but again, with the service pressure they're putting on, Tori Van Winden feeling uncomfortable, looking uncomfortable after that side switch for them, where she's on the right side of the court now. It's a different angle, it's a different feel, but I would imagine that they're going to go back to Tori on this ball when they get the serve back. I'm going to say if they get the serve back, Tori's going to be back to serve, and see if that sticks to the game plan. Very even spread of attacks so far on both sides, and that every player, all 4 players, have 12 attack attempts so far. But again,
it's very rare we get to see even stat lines like that.
Everybody's doing the most together.
Off the net set, stab dig. Anaya Evans off the net set, hands popped off the platform of Elena Chacon. Goes Tori Van Winden. Tori, big swing there after the stab dig. Side switch, 17-18. This is certainly where the Chacones didn't want to be, Jacob. They had that 4-point lead. Now a quick slip of 3 points. Tori Van Winden, Anaya Evans now knocking on the door of a 2-set sweep here on court number 2 at the Manhattan Beach Open 2025.
See who Tori's going to go after here again. It's going to go kind of deep there to Elena. Not a great pass. Nobody up, short roll. Tori's going to pick it up. Anaya, a nice high set for Tori to get up. And the hand dig for Morgan. Not able to get that back up, and we are tied at 18s.
So the Chacon sisters started this set virtually unstoppable and error-free, giving up 4 crucial points here down the stretch in the second set.
Good pass there. Oh,
big option touch.
No.
And a big run down by Anaya Evans, but not able to control. Tori Van Winden with a great read on the option swing there. Takes out our on-court microphone.
Gonna clean some sand out there. So Elena and Morgan able to finally get that side out that they need. And 19-18 is just a couple points late.
So now 19-18.
I think it's going to be Elena serving.
It should be Elena serving. Yes, the one server. So that's going to
Sometimes it gets confusing if you haven't served in a while.
But you know what? So that's gonna put Morgan at the net ready to block. So it's honestly in their favor that Elena's serving right now. So Morgan could be ready at the net and not
for that
give up an option of an option ball.
Float serve there off the top of the tape. Go down.
Taken care of. Van Winden high set. Snap
Morgan.
Down away for Anaya Evans.
That's back-to-back digs there from Morgan where she gets her hands on it but not able to get it
and you know, Anaya's had a couple good shots here, but these last couple points, she's swinging away.
Float serve here from Anaya Evans going cross court to Elena.
Off the net set. Chopped out of bounds. Possible match point here for Tori Van Winden and Anaya Evans as they trailed late in this game but have found a fire, the momentum. Jacob, you talk about it all the time. They found a way to steal the momentum late in this set.
18-14 was our score just a few moments ago, and Van Winden and Evans able to bring it back. Off the top of the block, Tori able to get a good touch on it. Rolls it right to Elena. High line blocked for point. Tori Van Winden.
For the game.
Gonna end it 21-19 in the second set, rallying back all the way down from 18-14. That momentum there we're talking about at the end, Taylor. Tori and Anaya able to take care of business in 2. As much as we all would have loved to see a third set between these 4 incredible athletes, getting it done in 2 is going to be great for another match that they have to play in just a little while. So Tori and Anaya getting it done. A lot of love here for the from the crowd for Morgan and Elena. But wow,
Yeah.
what a great way to rally there at
What a crazy
the end.
finish there right at the end as Anaya Evans and Tori Van Winden certainly looked uncomfortable and out of place almost after how they played that first set. And they found one heck of a downhill scramble to get themselves back into the game. A quick three-point run, a quick side out, and all of a sudden you have a 21-19 sweep. A two-set sweep here on Stadium Court number 2.
We'll see Tori and Anaya again in just a little while. They're the team that they'll play in the next matchup in the contenders bracket is actually about to start on Stadium Court. That is going to be Kennedy Coakley and Ashley Pater taking on Izzy Martinez and Ella Connor, who we saw earlier today. And Naya and Tori will play the winner of that later. Again, it's do or die at this point. Winner go home. Contenders event. So we have some teams warming up here. I believe we have Gina Urango and Megan J. Rice taking on Kylie DeBerg and Yolani Hodel. That'll be a fun match. That's going to start right here at 11 o'clock in just a little bit. Jacob Justice, Taylor Wright here, the Manhattan Beach Open. We'll see you guys in just a few.